Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Small Business Service 2011 conference call hosted by Marco Simonite. My name is Mahmoud, I'm event coordinator today. During the presentation, your lines will remain on listen only. If you require assistance at any time, please key *0 to the phone and a coordinator will please assist you. I would like to advise all parties that this conference is being recorded. And now I would like to hand over to your host, Marco Simonite. Over to you.
Thanks, and good afternoon also from my side. My name is Marco Simonite. I'm working for the product marketing department at Fujitsu, and I'm responsible here for the Microsoft Server operating system. Today I would like to give you an insight into the Small Business Server 2011 together with my colleague Frank Vosberg from Microsoft, who will give us later on insight in the look and feel with a live demo session. As you probably know, especially small companies are facing two IT challenges like lack of data protection because the backup functionality is often missing, or the administration of the server and clients are complicated. Also issue in accessing the data outside the offices, and often there are existing many multiple versions of the same documents, and also a lack of security in protecting the data against unauthorized access. So the question here is how to overcome these challenges, and Fujitsu together with Microsoft provides here tailored solution based on the new Small Business Server 2011 technologies. So we have three different solutions. I start with the entry one. The entry solution targets customer with up to 25 PCs. So here we're providing a central IT environment with an integrated backup functionality. And this solution can be run with a minimum level of IT skills. The mid-range solution is optimized for companies who have up to 75 PCs. And here we provide an all-in-one infrastructure including emailing, SharePoint, backup functions. And in this case, here are basic IT skills required. The next configuration is the performance solution. This is also optimized for companies who have up to 75 PCs and include, in addition to the mid-range solution, the new SBS Premium add-on, and here also basic IT skills required. Before I go deeper into the configuration, I think the most question is what are the major changes compared to SBS 2008. So there are three different changes. The first thing is that Microsoft has done a technology update, so included the newest and latest products like Windows Server 2008 R2, Exchange Server 2010, SharePoint Foundation Services 2010, and also when it comes to the premium add-on, the Secret Server 2008 R2. The second change is that the premium version is now separately available for primary servers. That means where the Small Business Server 2008 R2, Small Business Server 2008 premium version includes on the one hand the SBS standard as well as the premium function. Now the SBS premium add-on for 2011 includes only the premium function. So a customer has to purchase both in order to get the premium features. Also introduced with the Small Business Server 2011 is a new version or edition called SBS 2011 Essentials, which targets especially the small companies, and I will give you details later on. So, which are the business opportunities for you as a partner from the Fujitsu, and how Fujitsu supports you? So, according to Microsoft, approximately 75% of the small companies with less than 25 PCs have no server. So here is the opportunity to address this market segment with a new product, SBS Essentials. Furthermore, you have the opportunity to offer managed services, as small companies often have less IT skills or no IT professionals. Also an opportunity is to offer migration services for the existing IT environment, and you have the opportunity for cross-selling, for instance, running technology updates for the Windows 7 clients, or connecting or extend the functionality with online services. So how does Fujitsu support you? In order to speed up the sales process, we provide you a sample configuration for all SBS editions. Many Fujitsu countries also offering a special bundle offering containing the SBS and the right prime key server. In order to address your customer, Fujitsu provide you documents and templates such as presentation, flyer, etc., which can be very easily localized and adapted by you. So you can add your address, your price, you can add your logo. So now I would like to come to the configuration, and I start with the entry solution. This solution targets the small companies with up to 25 PCs and containing, on the one hand, the Small Business Server 2011 Essentials, and on the other hand, the Fujitsu Primacy TX100 S2. The key function of the SBS Essentials are that file and print sharing are included so that the data can keep centrally. It also includes an automatic local backup for simple, also the simple restore of server and clients. You can easily connect to online services like Office 365, and you have the possibility to use the remote access functions so that you can access your shared folders outside the companies or your the dashboard outside the company. You will see later on in the demo session. Customer can benefit with this solution twice. On the one hand, we have the Primacy TX100 S2, which provides a solution, a solid and reliable foundation for the businesses. On the other hand, SBS Essentials offers a central IT environment with automatic backup functionalities for the server and for the clients. And thanks to the central IT environment, customers are able to increase the business productivity and can work wherever they are. So for SBS, the TX100 is the first choice for customers who are looking for an affordable entry server. The main reason is here that the customer receives a server technology at a PC price, which supports the latest Intel Xeon processor. Thanks to the very low silent noise, it is ideal to run it within the office, and also helps to decrease the energy cost with the 0-watt power consumption in the off mode or with the high efficient power supply unit. Here we have two sample configurations. The first is with the TX100 and contain Intel Xeon processor, also 4 GB RAM, and the required disk. We also include a tape floppy for backup for scenarios like backup to tape or backup to disk to tape. The second configuration contains our microserver, the MX130 S1. Here we have an AMD processor included, also 3 GB, and the rest of the configuration are quite similar to this of the TX100. So let's come to the next configuration, the mid-range solution. This solution is, as I mentioned before, optimized for small companies up to 75 PCs and containing here the Small Business Server 2011 standard version, as well as the Primacy TX157. The SBS standard version provides email and calendar functions, also file and print server sharing. You can with using the SharePoint server, you can run collaboration. You also are able, or the customer is also able to protect the data within automatic server backup functionality. And here again, the remote access function allows customer to access the data and the email outside the company. Customer or the benefit for the customer in this solution is, on the one hand, we have the Primacy TX150, which provides a scalable and reliable platform. On the other hand, we have the SBS 2011 standard version, which provides an all-in-one suite for emailing, collaboration,
Gentlemen, we just lost our speaker. Can you please hold the line? He'll be back shortly. Can I maybe ask Mark Kuyat to take on?
Sorry, can't do so because I don't have the slides here.
Okay, he will be dialing in shortly. Please stay on the line, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Okay, please go ahead.
Okay. Sorry for the disconnection here. I continue with the presentation now. So I start with the mid-range solution. As I mentioned before, the mid-range solution contains, on the one hand, the Small Business Server 2011 standard, as well as the Primacy TX150S7. The features of SBS standard are email and calendar function, file and print sharing. For collaboration, we have the SharePoint server included into the solution. To protect the data, there is an integrated automatical backup function for the server, and with the remote access function, the employees can access the data and the calendar and the email outside the office. The customer benefits from this solution twice. On the one hand, we have the Primacy TX150F2, which provide a scalable and reliable foundation for the business. On the other hand, we have the Small Business Server standard, which offers an all-in-one suite for emailing, collaboration, and protecting the data. And this is one of the key points here, which is very easy to install and to manage. So, the TX150 is the right choice for customers who are looking for scalable, as I mentioned before, and reliable server, which fits to the budget of small companies. So here, this server supports the latest Intel Xeon processor series, as well as included a high efficient power supply unit, which ensure on the one hand the high performance, and on the other hand high energy efficiency. So with up to 32 GB RAM and with up to 8 hard disks, and the possibility to integrate it into a rack infrastructure, this server can expand for future requirement. With redundant components like fans and power supply units, we ensure that the business productivity. Here we have sample configuration for the mid-range solution. So we have here two RAID arrays. The first array is for the operating system itself, and the second RAID array is for the data, for the customer data. Here again we include the tape floppy in order to run backup to tape scenarios, and we also include two power supply units in order to ensure the business productivity in case that one of the power supply units failed. So I would like to come to the next and last configuration, which is the performance solution. This solution also is optimized for a customer with up to 75 PCs, and include on the one hand the Small Business Server 2011 standard and the premium add-on. The server base here is the Primacy RX 306, and when it comes to the premium add-on, here we have some additional features like database functionality or terminal services functionality, and you are also, or the customer is also able to run virtual machines with the Hyper-V functionalities. With this solution, customers receive on the one hand a high scalable and available server platform, and with the Small Business Server 2011 standard and premium, and all-in-one software suite that allows to run additional application on a second server or using virtualization. So why Primacy RX 300? On the one hand, it is a highly scalable platform which supports up to 2 processors and with up to 192 GB RAM, and has the possibility to include up to 7 I/O cards, I/O slots. This is important, for example, for virtualization, also when it comes to SQL database purposes. In order to reduce the power consumption, this Primacy RX 300 include highly efficient power supply unit, which has a level of up to 92%, and with the relevant components like fans, like power supply units, and the enhanced memory protection levels, these features keep the server up and running. Here we have also two possible configurations. The first configuration is without a central storage and is quite similar to the mid-range configuration. We also have here two RAID arrays. One is for the operating system, one is for the data. The second configuration includes the Eternus DX60 as a central storage, which provides improved data protection. Okay, I would like now to hand over to Frank Vosberg, who will give us some insight with a live demo.
So my name is Frank Vosberg. I'm the Partner Technology Manager for Fujitsu, and I would like to show you the GUI of Small Business Server Essential and Small Business Server Standard, so that you can have a short look, feel how it looks like if you do administration for a small business server. So here we are logged on the Small Business Server Essential, and I will open the dashboard. So it takes a while, so we have a virtual environment here. So that's why you also will see some errors on the tape stuff, because we have no tape connected to the Small Business Server. So this is the dashboard, and here the common tasks you see. We can just go from here and get some updates for the server, backup. So it's really easy. Also, the connection to the cloud services we provide. So because on the Essential server you don't have email and SharePoint, but there's opportunity over the add-on button just to use the cloud services we provide or different companies provide. The next task is on user. So it is really easy just to add a user. We did this in the session this morning also. So you don't have to go to the MMC and go through the Active Directory and create a new user. It's everything here from the dashboard, and when you just go on, add a user account, type in the name, and then the password. So there are some rules on the password, but you go on next, so we choose a standard user, so not an administrator. Go on next. Then we have a list of the shares which are available in the moment on the server. You can just choose you should get only read access or read-write access or no access. We will just let them read-write and go next. We have the remote web services, what this user is allowed to do. So he can access their shared folders, computers, and homepage. So he will not allow to use the server dashboard from his PC. So and then just go and create account. And we've got a new account in the GUI here, and the user can log on and use the small business server. On the next, we have computers and backup. So we can back up all the clients which are connected to the small business server. For an example, on Essential, the maximum is 25. So we got an error here because there is no tape library included in our virtual machine in the moment. But now we can just do the full backups and the restores. So that's an opportunity for you as a partner. Just do the first installation, just create a schedule for the backup, and the rest can be done by the customer. Or you can just log on to the small business server and help your customers out. So you don't have to go on site to do some bug fixing. You can just log on the dashboard and then do all the stuff which is needed. For shares, it's the same. We can just create a new folder, so it's really easy. You don't have to go through all the stuff you normally know when you go on Explorer, right-click, and then you have to choose the different groups and security stuff. So we made this here really easy. You can just create a share and give different access levels to the share you just create. So it's much more easier. and it's everything nice in the GUI for people that don't have deep IT knowledge. So share we created, the folder we created, everything is done, so we can just access it. We cancel it, it takes too long. So add-ins is, as also Marco mentioned, the cloud services you can add to the Small Business Server Essentials, like any email service or SharePoint service or whatever you like to get out of the cloud. And it's also in the dashboard, you can also do the administration from here. So when we now look on the client side, here on the Windows 7, and I have the launch pad, so this is only in the essential one. I can just access from here my shared folders. I have to go and here I can see all the folders we are shared on the Small Business Server and can access them and use them. I can also, when I have the rights to log in the dashboard, so I will do that from here. So it takes a while to get the connection from the client, but then we will see the same look and feel we had on the server side. So you can just do the administration from your workstation, or you just log on directly to the Small Business Server and do it from there. But there's no difference, it's just the same look and feel. Now it takes, I think, another couple of seconds and then it should be there. It looks the same as we had it on the server, so there's no different from the user if we just log on the server or from his client, and you can just do everything we did before. When we go on user, we see the user we just created. We can delete it from here now, or we can create the next one up to 25 users. Do some backup schedules, all the same we can do, and from the client side as we could do from the server side. So we now look on the look on here. So this is now the Small Business Server standard. So the dashboard looks a little bit different because we have some more features in the Small Business Server standard, like email, like SharePoint, and that's why it looks a little bit different. So we can see here the security, if the antivirus is updated, if I have the firewall settings right, and all that stuff. Here I can just do my updates that I connect to the Microsoft Update services, so we don't have access to the internet here from our team environment. So that's why we are here critical, because we didn't do the updates in the last days. So that's also good for the small companies. So just there to log in, they see it on the first screen, and then they can just do the tasks which are needed to be up and running, and just to get the newest update or the security stuff and so on. Same with the backup, everything is just on the first side and you can just configure everything. On the user and groups, so on the when we just look back on the essential, we can just create user and give some user some access to folders or shares. In the standard version, we have different security groups, so someone can just go on the SharePoint site and be a member there and create some new sites, or this other one is just read and things like that. So that's why we have some security groups in the standard server, which we don't need in the essential. On the network side, we can just configure our internet connection and or the domain name, because we can also provide here some web services in the standard server. When we go on computers, we can also just connect to the computer which are in that small business server domain. Here we have some devices or bug services not installed, or I don't have printers, but we can share that everything from the GUI here. When we go on folders, it slightly looks like the same in the essentials. We can just create a new folder, we can delete them, we can remove some users from the folder or add some. Same here in the second one with websites. We don't have it in essential, but we have it in standard because we can just host our internal websites on the standard server. Backup, so it's not configured because we don't have the tape here, but we can just configure backup. We need the server, we have only one, and then just do the backup of all your clients which are connected to the small business server and from the server itself. So as you see, we don't have a drive here where they cannot configure it. So that's the difference between a normal 2008 R2 server and the standard server, the small business server. In the small business server, we support tape library or tape libraries. In the normal backup, which comes with Windows Server 2008, there is no tape support. Reports, so here you can get some information, how the system is doing, if everything is okay, you don't get any errors. Here we have some system log events, so it's really easy to use, and you don't need a huge knowledge to run the small business server. Security, you can also see virus protection is okay, spyware, the client computer, the firewall is on, or email, we have a spam protection. So it's really easy, just with a few clicks you can just do the daily administration and don't have to think about where I have to look and feel and things like that. The other thing, you as a partner can just log in the server which is on the customer side and just do the daily tasks for them if they don't have people there which are feeling comfortable to do that. So that's from the live demo. I just want to flip back to the and just go. So we have one more slide. So there is a migration scenario and an upgrade scenario for a small business server for Essential and Standard. So you can just do an update from Essentials to Standard, just do a backup and then install the Standard version and then just do the restore and all users will be available. You can also do some updates from Windows Server or some migration from Windows Server 2003, 32-bit or 64-bit to Small Business Server 2011 Standard, the same from Windows Server 2008. So there is a migration path and upgrade path from older versions to the newer versions. So it's not always full new install, so migration is possible. And here we have the key difference, and I just want to go on the bottom line on the backup. As we already showed you and told, there is a full backup and restore functionality in the small business server that you also can use tapes, which is not in the normal Windows Standard server. The small business server is always your domain controller, so you cannot add the small business server to an existing domain. It will always be the first computer in your domain. So that's the difference between the other servers. We have also a good integration in some other servers with the small business server, and when we talk about multi-point server or Windows storage server, there's a good integration from both servers into the small business server. And the important thing is down here, the IT skills you need for Essentials. It is really easy. You don't need any IT skills. You don't need to think about groups and security and things like that. So it's really easy. Just create a user, give him read or read-write or no access to the shares, and then you are done. At the small business server standard, it's a little bit more complicated because you have Exchange and SharePoint. So we have some security groups already on the standard server, but that is also maybe a good opportunity for you as a partner to do the first installation and configuration at the customer side, give them maybe a half a day hands-on on the server, and then they can do the rest by their own, or you provide them the opportunity that you just dial in the small business server and just do the administration for them. So it's just over RDP, so you don't need a VPN connection or whatever. So that's going to the end of the live meeting. So if you have any questions, just ping us, or just you can now, I think the operator will tell you how you can just unmute your phone. So we are happy to answer all your questions. Thanks for listening, and yeah, we are waiting for your questions.
Right. Then, gentlemen, if you wish to ask an audio question, please press star then 1 on your telephone keypad, record your name, then press the hash key. If you then decide to withdraw your question, simply key star 2. Alternatively, you may submit your question on the web by typing in your question in the question and answer section on your screen and clicking on the ask button. Just to remind you once again, please press star then 1 on your telephone keypad, record your name, then press the hash key.
So the session was recorded, so if you have later any questions, you know how you can reach us, and we will be happy to answer your question also by email or other media.
You have also the possibility to contact us via the CTEC platform or the CTEC website, so make a thread in the forum or use the email function.
Thank you for listening, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Marco. Ladies and gentlemen, your conference call now comes to an end. You might now disconnect. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.